Good afternoon, welcome to my shed. I'm Chris and I live on the island of Unst in the Shetland Islands. You lucky ducks are getting an extra video this week. I'm going to scrap a robotic vacuum cleaner which I've had for ages. Who knows what's in there? Maybe a robot. Anyway, let's get on to it. So we have a Venta robotic vacuum. Fancy. So I've already taken off all the outside screws, so it should be a case of just popping it off. I left a couple in so bits didn't fall off, but we shall get to it. I'm hoping for some motors. Right, so we'll get these little screws out, get these brushes off, and then there's just one more screw at the front. So they're for the bin. And my house is nowhere near big enough for one of these. Got some fancy pants on the island's got a lawnmower that's a robotic one, as they call it. Right, we'll take that piece off the front. Should be. That's just plastic. I think most of this is probably going to be plastic. Oh, got a cable there. Two microscopic bloody screws in there. I haven't even opened this to have a look, so sometimes I have a little look to see before I start a video, but I haven't, so we're going in blind. And I've never scrapped one before either. That is a battery compartment full of animal fluff. Nice. More plastic. That's quite a big chunk of battery there. Wow, that's a surprise. That's quite large. So we'll get that off of there. Right, that'll have to go in a nice safe place, because they do have a habit of going pop. So all my is that a lithium ion jobby? Anyway, all these sort of batteries I leave outside in a tin. I don't fancy them exploding in here or in the house. Right, plastic. Right, we might have to get brutal with some of this, I think. I can't see any more screws, so I might just pop open. Let's see. If not, we can break it. Oh, nice. I think they might have had some animals. Nice. Ugh. We'll get rid of the dust bunnies. Oh, that's a nice little circuit board there. Right. A few little screws to undo here. We're still on the camera, so that's a bonus. There's a few little screws and springs and things there, but we won't worry about those too much. Well, there's got to be motors powering the wheels, I would think. There might have been something a bit more visible as I opened it. That fits there. Is that screw? There's one in there. Sometimes why put so many screws in things? There we go. Oh, there's a motor. Nice. Yeah, fluff. It's going up my nose and everywhere. Can we... It comes out there. Nice. Right, there we go. There it is. That should come off of there. Yeah, it came off. Still on camera, good. Bin. And more screws and animal hair wrapped around that. I wonder why it stopped working. May have been the quantity of animal hair, possibly. One motor and a tiny board with some, we can get in on that, MLCCs. So I won't take those screws out of there. There's a couple of springs inside there, which is for the lid. So we'll sort them out later. You don't need to see me do that. And we'll get rid of that floof. That's the worst thing about like vacuum cleaners and stuff is all the fluff. It's not nice. And we've chucked them on the floor. Always goes so well when you video it. I can already see there's a couple of copper things on there. Right, let's get all these cables off. That is an awful lot of cables for such a small thing. There's got to be something better in here, isn't there? There's got to be more than one little motor. Right, you've got some glue on the top of you. He doesn't want to come out. There's always one that doesn't want to come out. Well, we'll do it that way. That's okay. Now, that one's the same. We'll take this little... Actually, that might just be a timer. But there might be something underneath it. But I can't undo it now anyway. So, this board, we've got a crystal oscillator there. I like those. And we've got copper in there and there. And that is about it. Some very small MLCCs. There's no gold. So, yeah. And we chucked some more stuff on the floor. Right. I have here a motor. And I have here a motor. And, oh yes, there's one on each wheel as well. So that's awesome. Let's see how difficult they are to get out. I hope they won't be too bad. So at least I can show you what they're like. So that might be a total of 5 motors in here, which is kind of why I picked it up. I thought it's got to have some in. Right, he's not coming out that way. The trouble is these screws are black against the black plastic. So some of them are difficult to see. And we've got the on-off switch there. That's going to have a tiny bit of copper and brass in there. There's another screw there. It's also underneath all this dust. There's another one there. Come on. I think they're playing fair with this one. Right. Thought that might push through there. We've got more screws. Going to business selling screws, I think. I'm hoping this one will. Oh, chuck that one away. I'll find it later. I'm hoping this one's going to open it up. Oh no, because we got another one there. Jeez. What do they think was going to happen to it? It might survive a nuclear explosion. Right. Oh, kidding me. 5 screws in there, look. This is ridiculous. 5 screws to hold that together. I'll just pause for a second. Right, we've got that cover off, and it's kind of your standard plastic fittings in there, covered in grease, and there's 2 little screws holding that motor in, which is kind of fairly standard too. So we'll undo that, the motor will come out. Happy days, he says. There we go. Right. And this one is pretty much the same as the other one. Slightly smaller, but they'll have copper in. So I'll get the others out, and if they'll come out of there. Well, they just pop out. Nice. It's actually not too difficult to do. So it's okay. And if I'm going to get 5 motors that I can see, I don't think there's any more tucked away anywhere. That's not bad. Where's that going to come? Jeez. Ugh, yuck. I think there's probably a little clip on there. Yeah, there's a little clip on there, so we'll get that out in a little while. Now, a lot of this is, none of this can be stripped, so I'm not going to mess about with that too much. That's all going to go in my household wire type of dealio. So we're not messing around too much with that. And it looks like, oh, is that a little speaker there? There's a tiny little speaker here, which I can't undo. But I could probably strip these cables if I really wanted to. Let's say there'll be a little bit of copper in there. And I think that is about it of any super interest. There's a couple of lights in there. We don't need them, so I'll snip the wires off. then that goes in the rubbish pile. So I'll take the rest of this part off camera and then I'll come back with what we've got. Right, we made it back. So in all, it didn't have a whole lot in it. We'll have a weigh-in. There's like a million screws in it. I don't think I'll be doing another one of these if I find one. Put it that way. Well, you can pretty much say 100 grams. Exactly, oh, 101. We'll take 101. So that's worth not a lot. And I've got some brass. 3 grams of brass. We're going on a holiday with this. The speaker, there'll be a tiny bit of copper in there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switches, which I'm guessing is one for each motor. An on-off switch, and that'll be the charger. So there'll be some copper and brass in those. Board with just the 2 copper transformers on there. Crystal oscillator, a few tiny kind of nothing chips. And that's that. And the best part is these 5 motors. So at least I'm going to get some copper out of those. And a few tiny boards which have got 3 MLCCs each. Lucky boy. So that's the best thing that came out of them, but for the time it's going to take micro scrapping, not really worth it. But it was fun, as always. So there we have it. Robot vacuum cleaner. It was fun. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to the new ones. Thank you for all the comments and the likes. And I will catch you in the next one. Keep scrapping.